A shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is the brother Yatabi Wa'ala coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying, but just going into the ultimate test that we're approaching. All right, and when I say that, I mean the MOTB. You can see, the laws being put into place, the infrastructure that's already put in place, and more the executive orders being passed to really, you know, push that MOTB system. This is fastly approaching. All right, but you know, we have the truth. All right, we have the prophets from the apostles and elders on down, showing us these things. The men of the Lord pushing this prophecy, pushing the wisdom and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. So when these things come, the elect will be ready. All right. But saying that, the Lord has a prophecy to where the prophets aren't going to be out there in the highways and hedges forever. All right. The prophets are not going to be pushing this word forever. It's going to come a time where the Lord is going to take back this truth. Now, when that time comes, it's going to be your relationship with Yahweh Shem Shai. Ultimately, if you're of the elect or not, and everything that you've been doing since, knowing this truth. All right. Now, the elect, all right, are going to be working on that relationship. They're going to have that relationship. They're going to have the knowledge and wisdom. All right. And ultimately, they're going to, be saved. Okay. But let me start with this. This is Revelation 3. And let me start at verse 10. And we went into this in camp, and I want to bring the word out for temptation. All right, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, and this is what, the true believers, the true elect are going through. They're going and keeping the word of patience, which is going into suffering. All right, suffering for this truth. Micah 2 and 10, arising and departing from this place. The scriptures say, when you depart from iniquity, you make yourself a prey, roughly paraphrasing. That's what the true believers are going through. All right. Now, it's going to get even worse. All right. Because Esau is going to make that last hoorah, Revelation, the 12th chapter. And he's going to bring the hammer down. But he's not going to be able to touch the elect unless it's sanctioned by the Lord. Because there is going to be some martyrs. All right. But nonetheless, the victory is written. Okay, no matter if those men, whoever they may be, that are slated to be martyrs, they're still going to have their position with Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. But it says, Revelation 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And this is what's approaching. All right. And that hour of temptation, again, is when the MOTB is implemented. Okay. And we keep going into this. And again, you see everything pointing towards that. The elder does the lesson, all roads lead to the MOTB. That's what you're seeing. All right. All these things that are being passed, talking about Stargate, AI, Great Reset. All right. Crypto, Internet of Bodies, Internet of Things. All that is leading towards what? The infrastructure and ultimately the implementation of the MOTB. And this is what's going to come upon the whole world. The scriptures say in Revelation, the 13th chapter, that you neither buy nor sell. All right. So a big part of everyday life, all right, is going to be trying, Esau is going to try and control that. Okay. Now the scriptures say that, the elect will be taken care of. So we know that the elect are not going to take the MOTB. But nonetheless, Esau is going to try and play on those emotions, play on those fears, okay, to where it's going to be tempting. All right. Now, when you go into that word temptation, it's perismos, all right, G3986. And it says what? An experiment, attempt, trial, proving. Okay. So it's a test. All right, it's the ultimate test. This is the basically the last test to pass before salvation. All right. It says trial, proving the trial made of you by bodily condition, since condition served as to the test to love. The Galatians toward Paul, the trial of men's fidelity, integrity, virtue, constancy. Okay? Fidelity goes into faith. The scriptures say when Yahushua comes back on earth, will he find faith on the earth? It also says we shall be saved, what, through by our faith and our works. All right? This is the ultimate test of faith. It says, an enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. All right? Again, Esau is going to play on those emotions. And it's going to play on your emotions, your desires, your wants, your needs. You want to stay comfortable here. Or you want to continue paying for the whatever you have here. You want to keep your business. You want to keep the money coming in, whatever money you got. You want to keep your house. You want to keep your cars. You want to keep your family. You want to keep your job. All right? Or from the outward circumstances. All hell's going to be breaking loose. Okay? There's going to be famines. There's going to be pestilences. So again, this is going to be the ultimate test. It says an internal temptation to sin, of the temptation by which the devil sought to divert Yahushua, the Messiah, from his divine errand, of the condition of things or a mental state by which we are enticed to sin or to lapse from the faith and holiness. Yeah, and again, if you give in to this, if you take that MOTB, you lack the faith. You're unbelieving. All right, in Revelation, the 14th chapter gives the judgment, all right, to those who give in. Okay, the scriptures say all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. It says, adversity, affliction, trouble sent by the Most High and serving to test or prove one's character, faith, holiness. All right, and again, this is all from the Lord. Yes, he's going to send Esau. All right, yes, you know, it's that ultimate, you know, test. It's the ultimate proving. But in the end, you have to remember that. That's all it is a test. And who is it coming by? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? And it's to prove our character and our faith and our holiness. Temptation, i.e. trial of the Most High by men. Rebellion against the Most High, by which his power and justice are, as it were, put to the proof and challenge to show themselves. All right? So again, you know, it's ultimately the test, the ultimate test that we have that's fastly approaching. All right, and like any test, you know, you have tests in the world. What's one of the ways that you can help, or that can help you pass that test? Well, it's to study. All right, the scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. You study what? You study the scriptures. You draw nigh to the Lord. And well, let me grab that. All right, because this is what our time, this grace period is for, is to draw nigh to the Lord. All right, get into the scriptures, get into the word, get into the wisdom, because everything is to help us in these times to come. All right, let me finish this and I'll grab this. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You know, and again, what do we have to hold on to? This truth. Okay, it says, hold that fast which thou hast. We have the truth. We have the knowledge and wisdom from Yahweh Shem Yahushai to keep us on that straight and narrow. Okay? Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power. And I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. So what does that mean? Those who pass, all right, ultimately the elect, are going to become a pillar. They're going to be part of that governing body. The 144,000 joint heirs with Yahushua HaMashiach. And see, you know, that's nothing to speak of lightly, because, you know, even though it's kind of unfathomable in these bodies, really it's beyond words. All right, if you can, you know, even imagine it, just an inkling, all right, it's worth it. All right, it's worth it, and that's an understatement. The scriptures say the sufferings of the present don't compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. When you read those scriptures about the kingdom, you know, that gives us an inkling. It talks about the gold, you know, immortality, you know, all the wives, joint heirs, you know, having all the lands and resources. All right, but to actually experience it is going to be a total different experience. All right. And Lord's will, we're of that number. Lord's will, you know, the Lord puts the Spirit on us to endure. But again, You know, the one thing that can help us is what? Studying. All right? Study to show thyself approved. Getting into these scriptures. All right? Now let me jump over here since I quoted it. This is James 4:8, and it says, "Draw nigh." Well, you know what? Let me start at verse 7. It says, "Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High." All right, yeah, you gotta be in submission. You have to submit to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You can't do your own thing. All right, the scriptures talk about the hot and the cold and the lukewarm. If you're not submitting to the Lord, what are you submitting to? You're submitting to this world. All right, or you're submitting to your desires, which ultimately all that's gonna what? Be your destruction. So therefore, we have to submit ourselves to the Lord, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. All right, keep that resistance up, keep that shield of faith, belief. Okay, using the scriptures, wisdom. Verse 8, this is the point. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. The point is what? Draw nigh unto the Most High. How do you draw nigh unto him? Well, you pray, you fast, all right? You get into the work, you read, all right? You get with bros, you stay in the spirit as much as possible, all right? That's how you draw nigh to the Lord. And again, you study. Part of the studying is reading. All right. Part of the studying is going over lessons. The scriptures say everything that is written for our learning. All right. And again, you know, this is serious, especially in this time, because, you know, we're approaching one of the, you know, the main prophecies, which, you know, going into the MOTB. But then you also have the famine of the word. So again, there's this information is readily available right now. You can go online. You can look on YouTube right now. I'm sure there's some brother going live right now. Maybe multiple brothers going live. Multiple lessons being put up. All right. So this information is available, but with you know, Esau having these unrighteous decrees, him coming down with that great wrath is what? Censorship. All right. He's gonna come for the men of the Lord. He's gonna come for this truth. He's gonna put an outright ban on it, you know, and this is scriptural. This is prophecy. So now is the time more than ever, okay, to get into this truth. All right. Romans 15:4, it says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." All right. So again, everything that is written in these scriptures are for our learning. We can learn something for us. All right. There's another scripture that say everything that's written is profitable. All right. Roughly paraphrasing. It's all profitable. There's high level wisdom. There's prayers. There's history. All right. There's account that you can, you know, boost your faith with by seeing or reading about how different men of the Lord, you know, primarily Yahweh Shai, how they dealt with Satan, how they dealt with, you know, overcoming certain, you know, fears, you know, how they overcame certain. It looked like you know, it looked like a hopeless situation, but they came out on top. All right, mainly by what? The spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, but you know, you don't learn those things, all right, unless what? You read, you get into the scriptures, you draw nigh into the Lord. All right, and again, you know, brothers have been doing lessons a lot lately in going into fighting these distractions, because as we approach the end, this is what you see more of too, is distractions. It's really a battle of your mind and a battle of for time. All right, setting aside, being real disciplined with your time to draw nigh to the Lord. Okay, because again, you know, we need all that we can get. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Yeah, and this you know, reading the scriptures, you know, it brings a comfort, it brings a hope. All right, and that's exactly what we're going to need, especially in the time of the hour of temptation. All right, as Isaiah 55:6, it says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near." Now, when you go into this word seek, all right, H1875, all right, Darash, I'm saying that right, it's like Darash, Darasha. It says to resort, to seek with care, inquire, require, to resort to frequent, all right, and constantly in these scriptures, constantly in, you know, trying to draw nigh to the Spirit. All right, that's why, you know, Apostle was going into what, being on fire, you know, pushing lessons a daily lesson, because what does that do? That helps you stay in the spirit. All right, because what do you have to do when you know, these are for brothers who teach. What do you have to do when you get a lesson ready? Well, you have to read. You have to, you know, formulate some scriptures together. You know, you might get some topics of you know, current events, you know, that bring out what's going on, you know, certain prophecies. You might have had to listen to a lesson that sparked your spirit to, you know, to expound upon a certain point. So what does that do? That keeps you in the spirit. All right. It says to resort to, frequent a place, tread a place, to consult, inquire, seek. I'm gonna jump down. Definition 4: to seek with a demand, require, to investigate, inquire, to ask for, require, demand. All right, you gotta demand this. All right, to practice, study, follow, seek with application. And this is what I wanted to focus on: to practice, to study. All right, to follow, to seek with application. That's what we have to do. So again, it says what? Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. And again, I made mention that, you know, this truth is available right now. All right, as of you know, February 4th, 8:10 p.m. over here, Pacific time in California. It's available. All right, but we're coming to a time where this is not going to be available. Okay, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So study, get into it, investigate. All right, draw nigh. Make this the utmost priority. It says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. All right, and this is what we're hoping for. We're hoping for this mercy. But the scriptures say what the Lord's mercy endure forever. So if we seek, all right, we have a good chance of obtaining mercy. All right, ultimately it's if you're chosen or not because of predestination. But hey, these are the things that the elect are going to be doing. All right, pursuing, studying. Okay, seeking the Lord. All right, let me jump over here. This is the prophecy, Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. So this is coming. All right. So again, we have the biggest test approaching, and right now we have, you know, the blueprint. You know, like Apostle Aramlam did that lesson a while back. We have the blueprint. You know, we know what needs to be done. We have the scriptures. We have, you know, we have the breakdowns. We have the doctrine. We have to just get into it. All right. And even more so as we see the day approaching. It says that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. All right. And that's the point. It says they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. All right. And hey, this is what you're going to see. All those who forsook the Lord, Proverbs, the 1st chapter. All right. Hey, they're going to be, you know, in perilous times. Jacob's trouble. And they're going to wish that they sought the Lord. They're going to try and do it, but it's going to be too late. All right. In that day, it's going to be too late. Now is the time. All right. And you know, the virgins, you go into that parable of the 10 virgins, 5 are wise, 5 are foolish. What did the 5 wise do? They trimmed their lamps. You know, what is that a parable of? Getting this truth. All right. Storing up this knowledge and wisdom so you're ready. You're ready for the times to come. All right. Isaiah 33:6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this is, you know, a big portion of how you're going to be stable in the times to come, because you know what's going on. You know, when people start bugging out, when you see a lot of death, okay, when you see, you know, more and more people being, you know, killed, you see World War III, you see the MOTB being implemented, all right? You had to lose your house, you had to lose your cars, you might have had to lose your family, All right, you're on the run. You're being as a pilgrim. Well, you're going to be stable because you know exactly that these things were said that they would happen. They were prophesied. All right, the Lord literally told us what was going to happen before it happened. So what is that going to be? That's going to be make you stable. All right. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right. So again, you know, this truth is going to make you stable in the times to come. But how do you get the truth? Well, again, you have to get into it. You have to study it. You have to read it. All right. You have to seek it. Okay. And it takes discipline. All right. It takes cutting certain things out. It takes sacrifice. All right. It takes a routine. All right. And I end off on this. This is Ephesians 5:16. It says, you know what? Let me start at verse 14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." All right? As wise, not as fools. And you see, the majority of our people are foolish. Okay, how do you walk circumspectly? How are you wise? Hey, by being in the secret place of the Most High. All right? By knowing what's going on. And this is the point, verse 16. "Redeeming the time because the days are evil." All right, and let's see what it says for redeeming. G1805, exagorazo, to redeem, by payment of a price, to recover from the power of another, to ransom, to buy off, metaphor of Hamashiach freeing the elect from the dominion of the Mosaic law at the price of the vicarious death, to buy up for oneself, for one's use. To make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good, so that zeal and well-doing are as it were the purchase money by which we make the time our own. See? Hey, let me read that again. It says, to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. Again, you know, seeking the Lord while he may be found. All right? Getting into this truth. Every opportunity. So that zeal and well-doing are as it were the purchase money by which we make the time our own. All right? So again, we have to redeem our time. And there's so much distractions that you have to cut things off. All right? It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. All right? And this is what we have to understand. You know, what's the will of the Lord? Hey, get into this truth because, hey, everything else is about to be destroyed. Scriptures talk about understanding and seeing that these things will be destroyed. What's your conversation? All right, what's your conduct? What are you doing? All right, well, on a day-to-day basis, what are you doing? Okay? But again, you know, Lord's will, this is edifying. I just wanted to go into that topic. You know, we have the biggest test approaching, and, you know, we want to make sure we're studying. We want to make sure we're reading and seeking the Lord, because ultimately, the Lord is going to pull back on this truth. All right? But again, Lord's will, this is edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and above all.